people, but hello everyone. Hi, this is Francine. How are you this evening? I'm here live for my 2 cents. I am here today to talk about my last program that I had on Autumn is Here. You know that this is connection with Autumn is Here today. It is for us to talk about and get a little more detail into the last program that we had. The last program that we had was about Caring Kind and Alzheimer's. Caring Kind is an Alzheimer's associate is an Alzheimer's company. They say that they're the heart of Alzheimer's is in caregiving. So this is an association that has been around for over 46 years, and many people don't know about it. So I am responsible for trying to get some of the word out about this amazing company because it's has all these services. And as I learn more and more and more about them, it is very it's it's very good that it's out there because they have so many different things, from seminars to education to doing things for the caregiver and for people with Alzheimer's or dementia. And it's not just Alzheimer's, it's dementia also. So this is from my last show on Autumn is Here. And if you haven't seen the show, it's okay for you to come in. It's okay for you to check this out and talk and ask questions or give comments or something like that. So that I would really appreciate that. Hey, Javon. Hi, I'm glad to see you here. I'm glad to see you here today. Um, we are definitely talking about Alzheimer's, but from specifically from Caring Kind. It is National Social Work Month. And we got the opportunity to speak to a social worker who is the vice president of family support there. And she was able to give us some insight onto their programs and different things that they do. I want everybody to have the information, any information that would help, especially with Alzheimer's and dementia, because it's a disease that is progressive. It's a disease that you don't know what's going on at any particular time. It can get worse. It can change. There's so many different levels of Alzheimer's. There's so many different things, not only for what the caregiver is going through, but for what the person with dementia is going through. And it's really hard to be able to know where you have help at. You have to know where you have help out because it gets overwhelming. And if you don't know, you're going to just scramble around and maybe make some decisions that, may not be the best. So hi, Deborah. How you doing? Hi, everyone. I'm so glad you joined us this evening. So today we're going to just start by, I don't know if anybody out there has heard of Caring Kind before. And what I love about them is that they service people from all over. You don't have to be in New York. They service you from all over, even in other countries. So it's really great. It's really great. And they have many, many, many different programs. I mean, like so many support programs that they have for you. And they have one-on-one programs that can help you. And that's good when it's kind of it's a personal thing. So it's good to have a one-on-one contact that can give you some information. You can tell them exactly what your issues are, and they can give you some information, and you can feel a little bit more comfortable because some people are not comfortable in groups. But they also have groups and things and other things like that, seminars, webisodes, and different things to have you learn more about Alzheimer's and dementia, and for you to be able to get some help from that and some support. So it's really good. Hi, Lizette. How you doing? How you doing? I'm not here by myself. I'm here with Evelyn Wilson.
Hello.
Hi, Evelyn Flows. How are you? How are you?
Good. How are you?
It's good to see you today.
Good to see you too.
Okay, good. Well, we're talking about Caring Kind and Alzheimer's. And that's really, it's really prominent in our neighborhood and with our people also, but we don't talk about it. We don't realize it till after it has been years later and things like that. And there are companies and organizations that are out here that want you to be aware of it ahead of time, to be aware of it so you can get help early.
Yeah.
because there are things that you can do early in early stages. You can do certain things that will, we don't have a cure, there's no cure for Alzheimer's, but it will give you some time, delay it, and give you the right help at the right time. You know, there are different things that they're coming out with now, and some things are not tested or finished yet, but there are still different things. There's so many things, new things that they're coming out with. And you know, Caring Kind is, they have a mission to help people, families, individuals with Alzheimer's and dementia. And I just want to read their mission for a minute. To, okay, you know, I got to read my handwriting first though. To create, deliver, promote comprehensive and compassionate care and support services for individuals and families that are affected by Alzheimer's and other forms of dementia. So,
Mm,
and as I work with them, because they have asked me to work with them in getting the information out and being a community builder, and I
yeah.
work with them, learning more about them. It's amazing. They're very serious about it, and they have different programs that you know, people don't even think about that they might need, especially in the beginning. You know, they have some outreach programs that they do. They come to people, churches. They come to the public. They're always trying to get educate people. They do public speaking. They do tables. You know, when you have a health fairs, they have
Hmm.
tables. So if you're at a health fair, look for Caring Kind, see if they're there, and check them out. Check them out what they're doing, and the new things that are coming up. They're always being very creative, very creative.
I
They'll
love
have,
that.
yeah,
And I love that you're connected with them
yeah,
too. I think
yeah,
it's very interesting to have large organizations like that. And
yeah,
our community doesn't really know anything about the resources that they have.
yeah,
So, yeah,
yeah.
it always baffles me that that happens. But I think that, having people like you connected to the organization can help get the word out in our community more. So I think that's amazing.
Yeah, I'm glad that they were kind enough to reach out to me. So I'm glad
Yeah.
about that. And their services are free. All their services are free. You
Yeah.
know, they do fundraising and things like that, and they have sponsors and stuff like that, but all their services are free. Now, and it's only a phone call away. Okay. So, you know, if you know somebody, and this is what I say because I know maybe some of us are not even dealing with that. But if you know somebody that needs the help, that's dealing with dementia, Alzheimer's, or that is a caregiver that doesn't know or not getting the right answers, you know what I mean? That's
Hmm.
not getting the right answers. Just let them know about this. I'm going to give you the number later. Let them know about Caring Kind, you
Is
know,
that
because
Lizette? Is Sweet
uh,
Sticks Lizette?
says
Lizette said,
hallelujah. Yeah,
"Hallelujah!
yes.
Listen, something free, okay?"
We need to, and you know, and it's not something, you know, frivolous that's free. This is
Yeah,
amazing. This is something
yeah,
amazing to get free. Seriously, seriously,
absolutely,
it really
absolutely.
is. And I mean, you need all the support that you can get. Just being aware of Alzheimer's and dementia, being aware what may happen, being aware of how you fit into it if your parents have Alzheimer's and dementia and you are a caregiver or become a caregiver, and the help that you have to give, that's a lot. And you know, places like Caring Kind, just the organization, the programs that they have is just is amazing how they try to help in so many different ways. And they have group programs. um,
Mhm.
they have programs every month for seminars and webinars, so you can learn more about the disease, but also learn more about what's coming up. You know, learn more about, you know, what they're doing, and what other people are doing to help to get people to manage this disease, because we know it's not a cure, but they're also, you know, they're also they're fighting for research to hopefully eliminate this disease one day. But right
Wow.
now, you know, there are ways that you to help people to manage the disease. You know what I mean? You
Hmm.
know, and that's really good that they, you know, you have to think about that. Once you're in it, how do you manage it? What do you have to do? What are you going to expect? Where do you go for help? You know, how do you deal with, you know, your life changing like that, because your life, even though they're ill, your life is changing too. So yeah, hi Keisha, how you doing? Hi Kaya. So I'm so glad you joined us today. But it's really interesting how this disease can take you through so many different levels and changes, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Was
Yeah, Lizette said, do they have agencies that work with home care?
Do they have agencies that work with home care?
Yeah, do they offer any home care services or anything like that?
Well, I believe that they outreach to other people. They will give you the information for
Mm-hmm.
places. So I believe they're not a home care organization in that
Mm-hmm.
way, um, but they have a helpline where they can put you in touch with whatever you need and get you the proper help and guide you. They're so connected to so many different people. It's very interesting. They have a walk at the end of the year,
Mm.
and at the end of in October. And this walk it's amazing when you see it. It's huge. It's huge. It's a sea of
Mm-hmm.
orange because orange is their color, and it's huge. And you meet so many different people that are out there, and they have groups of people who come out. You know, their organizations who come out with banners, and you'll have 50 people, even more
Listen,
than that.
we need an
March.
Honest Here
I
group.
know, I know. I want to do that, but I don't know if y'all are gonna come out with
Are
me.
y'all
Y'all,
coming or
first of all,
not? Are y'all
y'all,
coming?
I'm gonna try to get my leg together so I can so I can walk in October.
Listen, Francie, you can cheer us on the side. We'll all walk for you,
No,
okay?
but that's what I want to do. I want to do that, because as you know, my mom had Alzheimer's, and that would be
Mm-hmm.
something that to do. I would love to be able to do that. To be able to walk with them and support that, and have a group. So don't leave me out there by myself, y'all.
No,
Um,
we not. Listen, we doing it. We are doing it. We have someone that said managing the disease is not a walk in the park. The spectrum is so broad, and that's so true.
yeah, yeah. The spectrum is so broad. Like you don't. First of all, you don't know how it's going to affect you, and you might think that you like. I think in the beginning, people think they can handle it. They think they can handle it. You recognize some things, and you realize these things are happening, so you adjust for them. But what people don't realize is that it changes. It could change from day to day. It could change. You might have a schedule and be doing it for a couple of months, and then the person is totally different. You know, um, One of the things is people try to reason with the person how they knew the person. They try to reason with them as if they're the same person. And they are the same person, but as if they're in the same situation. So their mindset is different. We have to realize that their brain is having problems. So they don't. You can't reason with them the same way. So now you have to think about, how do I get to them? How do I get through to them? How can I help them? What assistance do they need? And that's where places like Care and Kind comes in, because you can say, I we were fine, but then I don't understand. They're not talking anymore. What happened? I don't, you know what I'm saying? And it's very
Mm-hmm.
frustrating, and it's very emotional. It's very emotional to see your loved one deteriorate, especially in a way that that there's no cure. So that's very scary. And just to be able to get either the right medicines, if there's medicines for what they have or something like that. You want to be able to get some kind of advice, some kind of relief. um you want to be able to know where to go, because you
Mm-hmm.
may go other places and get not the right advice.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If you don't know where
Yeah.
to go, you won't get the right advice. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So many people are dealing with it too. But before share that part, I just want to say hey to everybody. Thank y'all for hopping on. You got a nice little group here today, Francine.
Hi.
Go ahead and continue to like this broadcast, share it on your page, share it with people who may need it. You never know who will need it. So just share it on your page so someone can see it. And if they need it and they run across it, they can take a listen and get some
Mhm.
encouragement and some information. And thank you to everybody who was giving me well wishes last week.
Mhm.
I was there. I was reading the comments. Thank y'all. Thank y'all so much. But yeah, I was gonna say you never know who is going through, having a loved one dealing with Alzheimer's or dementia. There's this guy that I follow. His name is Frank in the City, and he's this influencer, and
Oh,
he
okay.
does all the fashion and stuff, right? But he just put up an episode or like a YouTube video about grief. and his struggle with his mom passing away when he was 14.
Mhm.
And then his grandparents cared for him for most of his years. And when he went to grad school, his grandmother ended up suffering from dementia
Mm.
and Alzheimer's. And, this is when he was an adult, right, in grad school. But, he was just sharing his journey through grief and all of that.
Mm.
And it just made me, and I saw that today, and it just made me think about like, you never know who is dealing with having a loved one that
Yeah.
has
Mm.
Alzheimer's
Yeah,
or
that's true.
dementia, and how important community is in places like
Mm.
um, Caring Kind are, and things like your podcast
Mm.
and are, it's just there's always room for support in that area. So yeah.
Absolutely,
Mhm.
absolutely. And just a few things for you to remember if you're on here. Please, like I said, if you don't are not affected by it, there's someone else's. But
Mhm.
also, I believe that in our communities, um, our organizations, our churches, and our buildings, wherever it is, our neighborhoods, we kind of overlook stuff. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
my I encourage people to be more aware of other people around you. Be more aware of people that maybe they do things and you go, oh, that's just how silly Sadie does. Sadie's always looking in the garbage, or Sadie's always coming out with one slip on and one shoe on. You know, Look again, and maybe that person is suffering with dementia or and doesn't know it. Maybe that person is having some problems with Alzheimer's and no one has recognized it, or said anything about it. If they're in your church, in your organization, your neighborhood or whatever, reach out to their family, reach out to them, pass on the information of places like Caring Kind and things like that. Don't overlook the signs. Don't overlook the signs, and or take for granted somebody in your family. Take for granted that, oh, they're just having a bad day, and then it just continues and continues. They don't want to go out anymore, they don't want to participate, socialize. My mom wouldn't go out the yard at one point. She wouldn't go out, and
Mhm.
she always traveled, but around the city, but she wouldn't go out the yard at one point, not thinking that that was Alzheimer's or a disease, because I didn't know anything about it. But
Mhm.
those are the things that I just want people to do to not to don't overlook those things. Because early detection does help. There are things you can do with early detection that will slow down the disease, that will get better help and stimulation. There are things that you can do, different things that will stimulate there and stimulate the brain. Caring Kind has a early stage cognitive stimulation therapy, and this therapy, I believe, was developed in the UK, and it is something where it helps the people to generate thought. It helps them to
Mm.
generate thought, but it's in the beginning stages.
Okay.
If you have cognitive impairment, so it helps them to get them motivated and to stimulate their brain and things like that. So people are working on some really good things, some serious things that is going to help other people to be able to function, while even when they have this disease. Yes,
Mhm.
this does it extend outside of New York? Yes, it extends outside of anywhere. Anybody can call their helpline. It extends to different countries. Um, it extends everywhere. So yeah, absolutely, which is really good. So if you know somebody in another state and they need the help or whatever, they can guide you to something if they don't have it or whatever. They're very serious, and they have a lot of different programs, and they do some creative things. So say if someone does have dementia, um, they have different things that they have programs, like they have a salon or something. They have a group that does plays. They have a lot of different things that people that have dementia can participate in. So if you have dementia, it's not over. You can still participate. Deborah says music helps. Yes, music does help, because even matter of fact, this Monday, Caring Kind has their annual event, and that's the theme, is how music stimulates and how music helps. That's the theme of it. So they're going
Nice.
to talk about that, and they're going to teach you some things and stuff like that. So yeah,
Wow.
it does help. And it also brings them back. It brings them back the memories that they have.
Mhm.
It's a feeling. You know what I mean? It's a
Mhm.
feeling.
Mhm.
It's like, even if they don't remember all the words or whatever,
Yeah.
the hook may get them. They get that feeling back, and they reminisce, and that's a good
Yeah.
thing. That's a really good
Mhm.
thing. And I just want you to know that people with dementia can still live a good life. You can still have a good life with dementia if the person who's caring for you understands it, if they're able to give you good help, if
Mhm.
they're able to give you good social activities. Don't let them be isolated. You can live well with dementia. You just There was a where did I look at? Saw something. Oh, I forgot what it was. I saw something, and this man had dementia, and he says, I have dementia and I've had it for 14 years. He's saying this.
What?
Yes, and he's articulate. He understands that he has it. He
Wow.
understands that he has to do certain things. For some reason, I think he said he's off balance, like walking and stuff like this. He knows he has to be really careful with that. So people with
Mm.
dementia, you know, talk to them. Don't hide it from them. Don't hide it from them. Let them know what's going on, especially when they can still kind of reason somewhat. You know,
Wow. That's a long time though. 14 years.
yeah. Well, my mom had it
Mm.
for about 20 years. So yeah. It's
Okay. Oh, okay.
yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, we just didn't know all but yeah.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
yeah. So people, so you're still living, but people have to learn how to deal with them, and people have to get the proper care. Get the
Mhm.
proper care, and that's where places like Caring Kind comes in, where you can get the
Wow.
proper care. Let me give you the helpline. I want to give you the information for the helpline. I don't. Can you put it up if I
Mhm.
say it?
Yeah.
Okay. Caring Kind helpline is 646 744 2900. Okay. Caring Kind 646 744 2900. You can call them at any time. I'm sorry, it's Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. But if you leave a message, they'll get back to you. What does Deborah say? My mother was able to recognize the sound of the bass guitar when she heard music. She actually thought it was my playing bass. She was listening for you. She was listening for you. Deborah is
Mhm.
a bass player, by the way. So
Oh, nice.
yeah,
Oh, I
yeah.
love
Right.
that.
But she's familiar. She connected with the familiar sound, you see? And that brings them joy. I mean, all these little things really help to bring them joy. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
please, make sure you keep them active, talk to them, read to them, or let them read. If they could. My aunt, she died, she almost made her 101 birthday. And she was still reading. She wanted to read, that she loved reading. And that gave her a sense of being independent. This is what she does. I read. Give me my book. Let me read. Okay. So they still feel like they're still part of themselves. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Mhm.
Yeah. So if you know anybody, please definitely pass on a number. And you know what? If you have organizations, you have churches, get it out to them. If they have we used to call them bulletins, programs, whatever. I don't know what churches call them now, but if you have that, put this number in there. If you need help for dementia or anything like that, or Alzheimer's, any kind of Alzheimer's or dementia, put this in there. Just put it in there as one of, you might have it notices or something like that. Just put it up in there. And that would be a great thing to do, because you don't know who's in the audience that may need it. You don't know who's been dealing with it all this time and been getting the wrong information and not getting enough help. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So that's, spread the word. Spread the word. I wish
Absolutely.
I knew. I wish I knew. Because even if it was just for guidance, because it's like it was so many times that I was like, okay, faced with something to do, I don't know. I was just like exhausted, because it was like, I don't know where to get the information. I don't know what to do. So, and I'm sure other people may feel that way. So, hi Raven, thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. But so, when you don't know what to do, and other people may not have experienced it, or they may lead you the wrong way. So that's why you need to know about these organizations, and that this is free. Okay, remember
Yeah.
that their
Mhm.
services are free, so they will help you, and they do specific things. I like that they have. I don't know if I mentioned the play that they do
Mhm.
plays with people doing dementia. They do a play, but what they do is it's a reading, and what they do is they're telling you what they're going through. And I think that's so
Mm.
amazing that they're telling you, and they're being funny with it, and they joking with it, and they sharing part of their lives and part of the struggles that they may have, and and it's really really nice to see that that they're doing that with sharing their life and still participating in social engagement. So that's
Love
awesome.
that.
That's
Do
awesome.
they like this is like gatherings that they have, or do they share it on social media, or like is it any
Well,
like
they have. Well, you can go to their website. You
it's
can
on
go
their
to their
website?
website,
Oh,
and you can
okay.
see the programs that they have. They have like a calendar,
Okay. Okay.
calendar program. So I could put that up. www.karenkind.nyc.org. Okay, www.karenkindnyc.org. Okay, so if you need that, please pass that on. It's just amazing all the programs that they have for you to get help, really, and they're very serious about it. They really are. They've been doing it for quite some time, and I've sat in some of their meetings, and it's like, whoa, it's like they're ready. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So, what Yvette's was that Lizette? Hopefully, these services they provide will not be affected by the current administration. I hope not. I mean, that's what everything, that's what everything, but maybe not. I don't know. I mean, you never know. You never know. Even with other organizations losing stuff, it affects everybody else. You know what I mean? So I hope not, but they do raise money themselves and they get sponsorships. So, hopefully, organizations won't pull back, or maybe organizations may want to help other places that are not getting their federal funding anymore. You know what I mean? So we never know how this is going to work out. But right now they're doing everything possible to raise money, everything possible to keep going, everything possible to know about the future and know about the resources in the future, know about new medicines in the future, know about what's coming down the pike. Like they're really in tune. They're really in tune. So,
Mm.
if you know anybody, please pass on the information. If you need the information, don't be afraid. That's another thing about talking about this. You might be going through stuff and you don't know. You know what I mean? Have a cognitive test. Ask your doctor. You might be
Absolutely.
if you're curious, or if you notice some things. It's better because, like I said, early stages. There are things that help you early stages.
Mm.
So do it
I
now.
think that's
And
important for people to know, like,
yeah,
because I
yeah,
think people focus a lot on it when it's in the later stages.
yeah,
But just knowing that there's some things that can help in the early stages, that's important.
yeah. So we want to recognize that's something to do in the early stages. So please do that. And thank you all. Thank you all for coming on. And anybody has anything else? Uh, I thank you all for coming on, and I hope that you would just really take this seriously and just really help your community, help your building. I want people to think about it, because if it's not in your mind, something is kind of cross you, and you're going to be like, oh gosh, you know I would have done something if I thought that so and so had this or needed this help. You know
Mm.
what I mean? Somebody is some young person may be struggling with it because they're helping their parent and they don't know where to go. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, so please do that. Okay, well, thank you all this evening for hanging out with us. My 2 cents. Don't say I didn't tell you, because I told you. If you need if you need something, I told you about it, and talk about it. It's sometimes we're ashamed of diseases and things like that and sicknesses. You, don't be ashamed. It's not your fault. Just talk about it. And some people who have it are ashamed. So
Mm.
okay, so um, is hard for people to admit that they have something. So, if you see something, say something. Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. Good night, everybody. Good night, Deborah. Have a thank you. Thank you all. All right. Talk to you soon.
Okay, bye
All right. Thanks,
everybody.
Evelyn.
Good night. Thank you.
Okay. Good night.